This video contains spoilers from the world and story of Subnautica Below Zero. Please beware. Now, if you've been following the development of Subnautica Below Zero, at any level basically, what you should know at this point is that the story is currently undergoing a massive rework. I mean, even if you've just been following the channel, you would know this just because of the number of updates that I have been posting about it. And well, to most of us, the way the story is being reworked has kind of been a mystery. We don't actually know a lot about what's going on behind the scenes at Unknown Worlds Entertainment. But just 11 hours ago at the time of this recording, Unknown Worlds have posted an update to their website, basically giving us a nice behind the scenes look at how they approach story, how they make it, and what their kind of plans are for the story of Below Zero. So today I figured we would go through this update, we would look at what their plans are, what their approach is, and we would see what this means for the eventual story of Below Zero once it comes out. Actually, hold on a second, just a quick interject before we begin. Can you guys believe it? This video actually has a sponsor? Yep, I hardly can. And well, it is the game that you've all heard about before. So without any further ado, pick out your best champions, equip your best shards, and let me tell you about Raid Shadow Legends. Now, Raid Shadow Legends is a fantasy-themed turn-based role-playing game available for your mobile and, as of late, also for desktop, which takes place in the fictional realm of Teleria. Now, even though the game has a ton to offer, the basic premise here is quite simple. You make your champions, you make them as good and as strong as they can possibly be, and you take them to battle. So in this instance, for example, I'm here in the main menu, and to acquire a bunch of new champions, we can go into Portal and we can summon them. Why don't we try our hand first at a bunch of ancient shards? Alright, here we go, let's see what it is. Certainly an interesting name, I've never seen this champion before, but certainly seems more of a buff-based champion than actually directly damaging. Let's try some more, shall we? Alright, now we're talking, definitely much more of an attack-based champion, but again, definitely still has a lot of buffs that can be placed on enemies. Alright, now this one's actually pretty cool. I love both base champions, and I kind of decided to make my whole team around using bows, so this is a perfect addition to my squad. I mean, one thing I do have to say with all of these is at least that as far as the champion design goes, it is quite stellar, and the models are also really high quality. Now, the whole idea behind the shard system is that even if you open something you don't particularly like, you can still sacrifice those champions to level up your current ones, so technically speaking, you're not really wasting stuff. And hey, now is as good a time to join the game as any, considering the fact that the daily login reward program for new players has been doubled from 90 to 180 days, giving you the ability to claim energy refill, silver, gems, and shards every day, and if you make it all the way to the end, a free barbarian legendary champion, the Seal of the Drake. So hey guys, if any of this sounds interesting to you, you should go to the video description, click on these special links, and that way you can get 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, 10 mystery shards, and a free awesome champion, the Executioner. But if you're interested in this, you should totally hurry, because it will only last the next 30 days. But anyways, without any further ado, back to the video. Now first, let's backtrack a little bit. At some point last year, we were told that the story of Subnautica Below Zero is not living up to the developer standards. Because of that, they were looking to rework the narrative, find a new direction, and continue working from there. Now in this post, the narrative designer, Jill, is coming to us to give us a bit of background information about what exactly they've been doing and how they're shaping up the story. Now first, they detail a few of the differences that they have in approach to Below Zero as opposed to the regular game. Namely, 1. Robin is a speaking protagonist as opposed to Riley in the first game. This means that in addition to all the story happening around her, they also have to contend with stuff like inner dialogue, inner life, and her personality as a part of the narrative. At the same point, something that has always been a key feature to Subnautica is the fact that the game can sort of be explored at your own pace. You can go anywhere and you can explore anything, well, with obvious limitations, and somewhat consume the game as you see fit. And this is something they are trying to obviously follow. However, as she mentions, mainly due to the heavy narrative they're trying to go for, including a speaking protagonist, this presents a lot more linearity, and thusly, they have to try to figure out ways that they can tell the story even if players choose to explore the world in a different order. For example, maybe you visit the areas in a way that is not initially intended. So to do this, they're basically trying to get a flow and a sort of map of different ways the player could approach the world and base the narrative off of that, so it still makes sense even if you don't follow the path that is directly laid out in front of you. Now this next paragraph is what we're all probably here for. And again, spoiler warning here, this is the one that tells us what will be staying in the Subnautica story from the original. There are 4 main things they outline here, and all of them make me quite happy, to be honest. Number 1 is Robin, of course. They're not changing the main protagonist. Some of her details might change, maybe a backstory a little bit, but the general character is staying. On that same topic, and a lot of people are going to be happy about this one, Alan and Marge are both staying. Apparently, their team considers it a big deal and a really fun and big part of the story to have Alan be a part of your brain, to stay inside of you, so to speak, and for you to build a body for him. And so that is definitely something they are planning to keep. And on that same note, about Marguerite, literally quoting, they said, "It wouldn't be Subnautica Below Zero without her." I'm sure they love her integration to the story, and I'm really curious to see exactly how she will tie into all of this. And of course her backstory too. And finally, the planet and its creatures. They are keeping the locations, they are keeping most of the biomes, and they are keeping the leviathans. So at least that part of the story is to a big extent going to remain the same. Everything else though, apart from what we've mentioned here, is probably subject to change. The story with the Vesper and Altera probably changed. The story with what happened with all the other employees on the planet definitely changed. The story of Robin's family and other details there, well, obviously changed as well. So there is certainly a lot of new stuff for us to look forward to. Now the next paragraph is mainly about how they comprise the story. And this is certainly interesting if you've never been in an environment that works with narrative, or maybe in a team that's working on narrative, because it kind of describes the brainstorming process, drawing out the map of different interactions that the players can have, considering the deadlines and the constraints. So definitely an interesting read, and of course it is linked down in the description, but for the purposes of this video I'm not gonna spend any more time on it. Now of course this is where this update ends. Unfortunately, as they mention it here too, because of the global problem thing that's going on right now, it has obviously impacted their recording process and how quickly they are able to deliver certain things, but supposedly we will be getting another update post about that soon, so I will of course keep you guys updated so you get the latest news as soon as they come out. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have learned at least a little bit of new information about what the state of Subnautica Below Zero is right now. If you liked this video, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All of those would be very much appreciated. And if there are any other things that you're looking forward to in Subnautica Below Zero, please leave that down in the comments as well. I would very much like to read it. Now with that, I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful rest of the day, and I'll see you all in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.